Have you ever met someone who simply cannot be provoked? They remain calm when others are in chaos, unmoved by insult or temptation. This video is about discipline. Not the motivational kind, but the kind that unsettles people. Have you ever noticed that when you become consistent, restrained, and unreactive, people start to feel uncomfortable around you? They joke about you being too serious. They try to pull you back into distraction. They subtly resist your growth. Why? Because discipline exposes weakness. By the end of this video, you'll understand why ruthless self-discipline silently intimidates others and how Machiavelli viewed control of the self as the foundation of all power. Stay until the end, because the final insight explains why discipline often isolates you and why that isolation is part of its power. The truly disciplined person becomes a mirror. When you stand before them, you do not see them. You see a reflection of your own weaknesses and insecurities. Their composure highlights your own agitation. Their focus reveals your own distraction. Their refusal to complain about hardship makes your own grievances seem small and petty. This reflection is often uncomfortable. It forces an unspoken comparison, one where the undisciplined person feels they are falling short. This feeling is the source of a deep, quiet resentment. This is why disciplined people are often disliked, even when they have done nothing wrong. Their very existence is a challenge to the fragile egos of those around them. People who operate on impulse and immediate gratification feel judged by someone who delays it. Those who are slaves to their emotions feel threatened by someone who has mastered theirs. The disciplined individual does not need to say a word. Their actions, their consistency, their quiet determination, these are the things that speak the loudest. They expose the excuses and rationalizations that others use to justify their own lack of control. This exposure is not intentional. The disciplined person is usually focused inward on their own path and their own standards. They are not competing with others. They are competing with who they were yesterday. But to the outside world, this self-mastery looks like a form of silent superiority. It creates a power dynamic that the undisciplined person feels immediately. They try to pull the disciplined individual down to their level. They will tempt them, provoke them, or try to find a crack in their armor, hoping to prove they are just like everyone else. When these attempts fail, the resentment deepens. The disciplined person proves, through their consistency, that a higher level of control is possible. This shatters the comfortable illusion that most people hold, the idea that they are victims of their circumstances or their nature. The disciplined individual is living proof that one can choose to be the master of their inner world, not its servant. This is a difficult truth for many to accept. It is easier to resent the mirror than to change the reflection it shows. This is the psychological price of walking a path that few are willing to follow. We often associate power with noise and visibility. We think of loud commands, displays of wealth, or overt acts of force. But this is a crude and superficial form of influence. The most profound power is silent, invisible, and internal. It is the power that comes from ruthless self-control. This is the core of the philosophy we will explore, a philosophy deeply understood by thinkers like Niccolo Machiavelli. He knew that before you could ever hope to control cities, armies, or the minds of others, you must first learn to control yourself. This inner mastery is a source of authority that no one can give you and no one can take away. It is earned in the quiet moments of decision when you choose the difficult path over the easy one. It is forged when you resist the urge to react with anger, to indulge in laziness, or to seek the comfort of distraction. Each small victory over your own impulses builds this inner strength. Over time, this strength begins to radiate outward. People sense it. They may not understand it, but they are affected by it. They become more cautious in your presence. This is not the power of intimidation through threats. It is the power of intimidation through sheer capability. When others see that you are unmoved by the things that destabilize them, they subconsciously recognize that you are operating on a different level. You cannot be manipulated with the usual tools of social pressure, guilt, flattery, or fear. Your independence from these external forces is what makes you formidable. You become an unpredictable element in any social or professional equation because your actions are dictated by your own will, not by the pressures around you. This journey into discipline is therefore a journey into a more potent form of power. It is about becoming so solid in your own foundation that the world begins to move around you. This is not about productivity or achieving goals, though those are often byproducts. It is about the transformation of your very being. It is about cultivating an inner fortress, a citadel of the mind that is impregnable to the chaos of the external world. We will delve into how to build this fortress, why it is so feared, and how it becomes the ultimate weapon in the silent war for influence and respect. Niccolo Machiavelli is often misunderstood. His name conjures images of cunning and ruthless power, but his true lesson is deeper. Before a prince can command a state, he must first command himself. The real kingdom is your own mind. Mastery means observing your emotions, not being ruled by them. Each act of self-control is a declaration of sovereignty. This is the foundation of true strength, calm, disciplined, and respected by all. Machiavelli saw fortune as a raging river, unpredictable, sweeping away the unprepared. But virtù is the strength and discipline to build dams before the flood, to channel chaos with willpower. While others hope for luck, the person of virtù prepares, endures, and stands ready. When crisis comes, he is not swept away. He harnesses the storm, turning disaster into opportunity. Machiavelli understood that power is not just about what you can do, but about what others believe you can do. The world is a stage, and perception is the real battlefield. A leader's strength means little if he is seen as weak. Discipline and self-control project an aura of calm and power. When your intentions are unreadable, others become cautious, imagining you more formidable than you are. Machiavelli advised, be seen as resolute and serious. Your reputation becomes your shield. In a shifting world, discipline shapes perception, making you the fixed point others must adapt to. If this is making you reflect, a like for the video quietly helps more than you think. The presence of a disciplined individual acts as an unspoken accusation against those who are not. Their choices reveal that another way is possible, quietly challenging the excuses of the undisciplined. Each act of discipline is a quiet judgment, stirring discomfort and even resentment in others. The disciplined person becomes a living reminder of what others could be, but chose not to become. This is the core of their resentment, a silent reminder of their own failure of will. When faced with someone disciplined, the undisciplined often search for flaws, hoping to humanize and drag them down. They tempt with gossip, comfort, and provoke reactions, testing your resolve. If you falter, it reassures them that no one can truly master themselves. Remember, these attempts are born from insecurity. Your steadfastness is an act of quiet defiance against the pull of mediocrity. The greatest threat a disciplined person poses is their unknowability. Most people are open books, emotions on display, intentions clear. But the disciplined mind is a closed book, a black box. Their calmness is a blank canvas, and others project their fears onto it. In the silent war of influence, immunity to emotional manipulation is the ultimate power. Discipline, practiced with relentless consistency, becomes a quiet form of psychological warfare. The undisciplined live in cycles of collapse, while the disciplined move with the steady rhythm of a clock. This unwavering routine is intimidating, a silent fortress others cannot breach. Your history of discipline becomes a wall, and your consistency a force of nature. In the end, you win without confrontation. In the theater of psychological warfare, silence is your most powerful weapon. Most people fear silence, rushing to fill it and revealing their insecurities. The disciplined use silence as both shield and sword, refusing to react, forcing others to reveal themselves. In silence, your authority grows, your mystique deepens, and your opponents defeat themselves without you uttering a single word. Let me pause here briefly. One of the hardest parts of discipline isn't effort, it's emotional control. Impulse, self-doubt, resentment, and old patterns are usually what break consistency. If you're working on discipline at a deeper psychological level, clarity, emotional restraint, breaking self-sabotage, professional support can help. If you choose to explore it, there's a link in the description to online therapy, and you can use the code THERAPY20 for 20% off. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about removing what weakens you. The undisciplined are emotionally transparent, their intentions written on their faces. The disciplined, by contrast, remain unreadable, forcing others into uncertainty. When you show no reaction, others must act first, revealing their own strategies. Your calmness is a psychological wall. Their uncertainty exposes their plans. In this way, discipline lets you control the game, winning before the first move is made. Discipline's greatest enemy is the ego, the inner voice that demands recognition and resists correction. True discipline means ignoring the ego's cravings for attention, novelty, and self-defense. The ego thrives on appearances. Discipline is built in private, through humble, repetitive effort. Every time you resist pointless arguments or stick to your plan, you weaken the ego's grip. The ego will fight back, framing discipline as deprivation, but in truth, discipline is freedom. The ego will fight back, framing discipline as deprivation, but in truth, discipline is freedom. Recognize the ego as a noisy child, not your true self. Only when you stop obeying it can you truly take command. The next barrier is our craving for comfort, a survival instinct that now traps us in mediocrity. Discipline is choosing discomfort on purpose. The hard work, the final rep, the mental strain. Most flee discomfort, mistaking it for danger instead of growth. Comfort disguises itself as self-care, but often it's just avoidance. True change means embracing discomfort as a sign of progress. Teach yourself that lasting comfort, strength, and self-respect comes only through hardship. Real ease is earned, not given. What part of discipline do you struggle with most? Consistency, impulse control, or staying unreactive around others? Our need for external validation is a powerful leash. Discipline often means acting without approval, enduring misunderstanding, and even resentment. Most people lower their standards to fit in, trading self-mastery for fleeting acceptance. To break free, become your own judge. Find satisfaction in honoring your commitments, not in applause. True self-esteem is built on inner validation, not the opinions of others. Accept that discipline may make you less understood. The only approval that matters is your own. Sparta built its power on ruthless collective discipline. From childhood, Spartans were trained to endure pain, obey, and suppress comfort for the greater good. Their discipline forged soldiers whose resolve terrified enemies. Spartan strength was engineered through relentless conditioning, not left to chance. Their culture shunned luxury, focusing on readiness and inner hardness. While their methods were extreme, the lesson is clear: chosen hardship creates unbreakable strength. Discipline, embraced fully, inspires fear and respect in an undisciplined world. George Washington's discipline was restraint, not brutality. In crisis, he projected calm and resolve, holding his army together by example. His self-mastery became his men's strength. Washington's composure was a conscious act of leadership, never showing fear, never losing control. His greatest act was refusing absolute power, proving true authority comes from inner discipline. His restraint stunned the world and cemented his legacy. Real power is built on self-control. Charles de Gaulle wielded discipline as psychological power. With little real leverage, he negotiated as an equal by projecting unwavering resolve. His stubbornness forced others to respect him, even when it infuriated them. De Gaulle's discipline was the refusal to seek approval or show weakness. He was willing to be disliked to achieve his goals. His self-control made him a symbol of resistance and authority. Even from weakness, disciplined will can shape reality. This channel is for people who value control over chaos. Subscribe if that's you. On the path of self-mastery, it's vital to distinguish discipline from obsession. From the outside, both look similar: intense, focused, relentless. But discipline is born from inner strength and conscious choice. Obsession from fear and compulsion. The disciplined person is in control, the obsessed is controlled. Discipline brings quiet power and peace. Obsession brings anxiety and chaos. Know the difference, so your quest for strength leads to order, not self-destruction. The ultimate mark of true discipline is choice. A disciplined person is the master of their system, able to adapt and act with purpose. Obsession, however, is rigid, a chain of anxiety, a ritual that becomes a cage. Discipline is flexible strength, like a general adapting to new intelligence. Obsession is a train fixed on a single track, blind to disaster. Ask yourself, are you in control of your habits, or are they in control of you? In the contemporary workplace, Machiavellian discipline is a profound competitive advantage. The modern office fosters reaction, not reflection. Endless notifications and open-plan layouts invite interruption. Most people are adrift in this sea of digital noise. The disciplined individual builds a fortress against chaos. They curate their attention, their most valuable resource. They turn off notifications and schedule deep work. This is strategic allocation of finite power. Colleagues may perceive your focus as arrogance. Let them. Your results will speak for you. While they engage in busy work, you deliver quality. Your discipline tackles high-value problems. Your quiet output will be more influential. Trade short-term validation for long-term respect. Master workplace politics through emotional restraint. Offices are theatres of ego and petty grievance. People form alliances through gossip and manipulation. The disciplined person refuses to participate. Remain a neutral, silent observer. Do not take sides or spread rumors. Be an island of stability. Superiors will see you as reliable and mature, trusted with responsibility, unswayed by office politics. Your discipline reshapes your professional environment. Others will learn not to disturb your work periods. Attempts to draw you into drama are futile. Condition colleagues to interact on your terms. Manage perceptions and expectations around you. Use self-mastery to build a reputation for effectiveness and power. Discipline shapes both how you see yourself and how others see you. Your outer reputation is built on your inner resolve. Consistency forges a solid, reliable character. Each small act of self-control builds self-trust and belief. Through discipline, you become the author of your own story, not a character reacting to life. This is true power, mastery over your actions, your reputation, and your destiny. The path of ruthless self-mastery is not without its costs. To choose discipline is to walk a path few will ever tread, and the first cost is a deep loneliness. As you remove common indulgences, you step away from the ground where most relationships are formed. The discipline that grants you a power over yourself will also set you apart from others. You must find solace in your own integrity and in the quiet respect you build for yourself. The throne is built for one, and the view from the top is one you must often appreciate alone. Discipline is silent power. Its purpose is not reputation, but transformation, becoming the unmoved mover, a fixed point of will in chaos. Master your impulses and you become the calm center, the eye of the storm. Others unconsciously adapt to your stillness. This is the final destination. To be so disciplined, so unshakable, that your presence alone shapes reality. You become the unmoved mover. If this video gave you clarity, consider liking and sharing it with someone who feels stuck or undisciplined. Leave a comment. I read them, and I'm interested in which idea stood out most. Subscribe if you want to continue exploring psychology, power, and self-mastery. And watch the next video to go deeper into how discipline reshapes identity.